Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. MashaAllah, everybody sounds like something crazy happened this week. One more time. Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah. Firstly and foremost, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless this gathering, to bless our ummah, inshallah. And as a reminder for all of us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran, in Surah Al-Imran, He mentions that victory and defeat come hand in hand with one another. And they actually usually come in cycles. And they actually don't come without the other. So usually every time there's a victory, there also comes the essence of defeat. And every time we feel defeat, victory is to come in the near future. So we keep this in our du'as, we keep this in our mind, inshallah, moving forward. Firstly, we remind everyone to please keep in your du'as those who have passed away. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. This past week there was the janazah for our dear brother Sayyid Hussein, who is the father of the community activist, the brother who works at CARE, Brother Sayyid Husseini. His father passed away earlier this week. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless him with Jannat al-Firdaus and make it easy for his parents, for his family, for the family of those who know him, and inshallah may the work and activism as his son serve benefit to him as well. We also make dua for those who are in need of shifa. Our young beloved brother Zain Yusuf, keep making dua for him. Community member brother Jonathan Cheney is not doing well, make dua for him as well as brother Munaim Shah. Many of you know him, the son of Hafiz Fiz Shah. He was in an accident. He's also in still a critical condition. Make dua for him. No visiting at the time, the family is asking, as well as keep in duas all those Muslims across the world. As you guys have seen, we've sent out a few emails. There's an event tonight, kind of an emergency event here at the center. It was just put together in a couple of hours, but alhamdulillah, we have a good event and we encourage you, your friends, your families, colleagues, everyone to attend. And that is obviously on the ramifications of the results of the election. We're going to have a panel discussion tonight, inshallah, and this is something our community needs. Everybody has different outlooks, different opinions of what happened, but alhamdulillah, we all need to be confident and move forward beyond this. We have a couple speakers, one of them being Brother Todd Gallinger. He's an attorney of law. He's a specialist, he's a former CARE National Development Coordinator, and he's going to be able to speak to us from the political aspect, looking at it as Muslims, what's the next step? As well as we're going to have our own local Qadi, Hafiz Sahib Ashrafi, who's going to be visiting us and talking about the religious aspect of how we as Muslims need to take a positive outlook, move forward, and how the Quran and the Sunnah only give us more ability and reason to believe that things will be okay, inshallah. Refreshments will be provided. The event will take place tonight after the Isha prayer, Isha Jamaz at 7:30, and we encourage you and your family and friends to come. Once again, refreshments will be provided. The CARE Annual Gala, November 19th, amazing event, especially in today's time and age. If you want information, stop by the office. Islamic Relief, save the date, December 17th. If you want information on this, please see myself. SSMCO is having a volleyball tournament, but even more importantly, this is actually being a collaboration, raising funds for the Syrian children, Syrian refugees. There are so many families displaced. They don't have anything in the San Diego area. So by being a part of this event, by sponsoring it, you're able to give back to those kids who are refugees and who have nothing. Our masjid is going to take the initiative that the organization is asking for a $100 donation from the mosque, which will get a box with an ICIE logo, and we're going to be able to donate brand new toys for the kids who are in need. Once again, just to reiterate, we're not collecting any of the goods here, but if you're interested in the tournament, you're interested in donating, please stop by the office and see Brother Abdul Hafiz, inshallah, and we can give you some more information. A couple excellent events, one starting tomorrow. Mass is presenting a Qiyam program. Inshallah, brothers, you guys want to hear this, inshallah. Mass has a Qiyam taking place tomorrow on the steadfast and difficult times with Dr. Imad Bayoun, alhamdulillah, Khatib for today. The event will take place tomorrow, Saturday, at the Islamic Center of Valley Islamic Center, Darul Taqwa, right here in Fontana in our backyard. The Qiyam will begin after the Isha prayer from 8 to 10 p.m. Once again, this is on the steadfastness of the difficult times. This is a perfect opportunity for us all to benefit, inshallah. And lastly, a reminder, Mass Convention right around the corner. Tickets are still available. You guys are missing all the discount opportunities, but inshallah it's okay, it's a donation as well. November 24th through the 26th, huge list of speakers, information's available online. And without further ado, my khutbah ends by introducing Dr. Imad Bayoun.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر
نستعينه ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له عليه توكلنا إليه أنبنا إليه المصير خصنا بخير كتاب أنزل وخير نبي أرسل وخير منهاج شرع فقال عز من قائل اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وتركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم اللهم أحينا على سنته وأمتنا على ملته واحشرنا مع زمرته يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون O you who believe, fear Allah as you should and do not accept as Muslims. أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل بدعة ضلالة. Truly the best of the words is the book of Allah and the best of the guidance is the guidance of the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام, and the worst of the matters are the false innovations in the religion, any such thing as a misguidance. My brothers and sisters, if you can move forward a little bit inshallah, it's getting a little crowded in the back. Once we stand up inshallah there'll be plenty of space. Our Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام recommended on the day of Jumu'ah to read Surah Al-Kahf. And as he said عليه الصلاة والسلام, it would provide a light from one Jumu'ah to the other. And in that surah, a great surah, and the whole Quran is great, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned three main stories. But there's one particular story that happened to one of the greatest prophets that ever lived, Prophet Musa alayhi salam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned what happened in the exchange and the story that happened with him when he was still a young student with a great man called Al-Khidr, that some of the scholars believe to be a prophet as well. And Al-Khidr asked him to follow him and not to question whatever he does, because he was actually inspired by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we know the three instances that what happened. The first one, we'll just focus on one of them because all convey the same message. Basically, Musa alayhi salam was with Al-Khidr in the boat, and Al-Khidr basically tried to destroy part of the boat itself. And Musa alayhi salam asked him that أَخَرَقْتَهَا لِتُغْرِقَ أَهْلَهَا لَقَدْ جِئْتَ شَيْئًا إِمْرًا, that did you do this to let the boat sink? You've done something strange, something really that is repulsive, something that is not acceptable. And of course, he did not understand what the wisdom behind it was. And Al-Khidr had warned him that you have to be patient. And he told them ahead of time, قال إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا وكيف تصبر على ما لم تحط به خبرا. And Musa responded to him by saying, ستجدني إن شاء الله صابرا ولا أعصي لك أمرا. He said that it is difficult. You cannot be patient regarding what you will be observing. And how can you be patient regarding something that you have no knowledge about? Musa told him, inshallah, I will be patient and I will not disobey you. But every time, of course, Al-Khidr does something, Musa alayhi salam basically objected to it. Until eventually, Al-Khidr explained to him that the story is not really what you saw. I was destroying part of the ship, not to sink the ship, but because there was a king who was trying to take it, any boat that looks good, and I was making it look not as good so as to protect it. And the Quran is full actually of passages that emphasize and confirm that same message. The message of trusting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and submitting to the qadr even if we do not understand it at the same time. At that time, when you are in the middle of it, you cannot understand it. That's what Al-Khidr said to Musa, that how can you be patient when things are not clear to you? And that's our situations. When things happen in our life that you do not understand why they're happening. What is the wisdom behind it? But yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reassuring us that something good will come out of it. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah An-Nisa, فَعَسَى أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا وَيَجْعَلِ اللَّهُ فِيهِ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. That you may hate something, but yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may bring a lot of good out of it. And the stories repeat themselves in the Quran. By the way, I'm not saying that we do not try to change what can be changed. But what I'm saying is that we do not panic. And we trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a wisdom from what happened. And sometimes good will come from where you do not expect it. And then a great example in here is what happened with 9/11. As horrible as it was for the whole country, but for the Muslims in particular, but much good came out of it. If you think about it, much good did come out of 9/11. What happened is that the Muslim community was forced to reach out to the others. We were forced to participate more socially and politically. We were forced to get out of our own comfort zone, isolation, and to reach out to the others. I'm saying we're forced because, like I said, we were very comfortable where we are. And we needed something to push us to do things that we were supposed to do to start with. In other words, this is something we were supposed to do to start with, but we were not doing it. So something came and pushed us to do it. That's why we became more involved as a community, more present. And a big proof to that is what happened with the elections, actually. Is that the Muslims, for the first time, were really strongly present in the whole thing. And not just in the elections, by the way, but with the other major events that were happening. The Black Lives Matter movements, where you see many of our own brothers and sisters actively involved. The defense of what's happening, standing against the North Dakota actually pipeline. The relief effort in the east, on the east coast, after the hurricane that happened. So the Muslims are becoming more and more involved. So what I'm saying in here is that something that may not look actually that appealing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may bring much good out of it. And the community survived 8 years of Bush-Cheney era. And we can make it because now we're much stronger than we were at that time. We're not the same. The Muslim community has matured much more than it did before. And the current event, the election of Trump, or whatever could have happened, by the way, could have been somebody else, will be pushing us to the next level. To the next level, to have more increased involvement socially and politically, but to have a more mature involvement. Less emotional, more organized, and more influential. Because now mostly it's influential, it's mostly emotional thing, but we want to get actually more organized and to do that, and this is what's going to push us actually to do that. We're going to be forced to do it like we were forced actually the first time. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring it from where, like I said, where we do not expect. And we need to feel no less American than anybody else. You know, like Obama said, if you're not a native Indian, you came from somewhere else. Everybody's an immigrant. It's just the fact that some immigrated before others. But we do not let any one group claim the country with the exclusion of everybody else. We are as American as everybody else, and we have to believe in that ourselves. And if we believe in that ourselves, then we start focusing on our environment and building strong coalitions with everybody else who is actually our companion in the struggle, who is struggling along the same way. Anybody who's going through that struggle, putting our hands together and supporting one another. And the Prophet ﷺ did it, even if they're not Muslims, by the way. You know, the Prophet ﷺ, before Islam, when he was in Mecca, there was a merchant from Yemen who sold some merchandise to Al-As ibn Wa'il, the father of Amr ibn al-As. And Al-As ibn Wa'il refused to pay him. So this man stood by the Kaaba and started calling for support. Somebody help me get my money back. Until a group of the people of Mecca decided to meet in the house of Abdullah ibn Jad'an, and they decided to support that man and get him his right back. And they signed a great treaty called Hilf al-Fudul that basically defends the right of anybody. And the Prophet ﷺ said, after Islam, he said, I will not exchange that treaty for, he said, humur al-ni'am, for like the red camels, which means something very valuable. And he said in another hadith, he said that I participated in a treaty in Jahiliyyah. If I were to be invited to it today, I would respond, referring to Hilf al-Fudul. Even though, like I said, it is not something that benefits the Muslims, but something that benefits the Muslims, of course, indirectly, and everybody else, but not just because we get benefit out of it, but because it's in the nature and the principle of the Muslims to stand up for the justice and to stand up for the truth. And I think, like I said, the events that are happening are pushing us to mature in that direction, whether we like it or not. Subhanallah, because sometimes if we leave it to our own comfort, we're like to stay where we are. But these events push us to go further and further and to be involved and to contribute what the Muslim is supposed to contribute to the society. So something good will come out of it, inshallah. But another important thing also that we should pay attention to in the process is the importance of our connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is not just a matter of activism. It is not just a matter of pure activism, but we are connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Activism is part of what we do. But more than anything else, we are connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if anything, these events actually have emphasized to us is the importance of the aqeedah in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And here I'm not talking about the academic aqeedah, the one you read in books and you take notes down. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the practical aqeedah, the practical aspect of relying on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what our great Prophet has taught a young companion at that time, Abdullah ibn Abbas. And all of us, you are badly actually needing to hear these words. When he said to him, Ya ghulam, inni u'allimuka kalimat, ihfaz Allah yahfazk, ihfaz Allah tajahdu tujahak, إذا سألت فاسأل الله, وإن استعنت فاستعن بالله, واعلم أن الأمة لو اجتمعت على أن ينفعوك بشيء لم ينفعوك إلا بشيء قد كتبه الله لك, ولو اجتمعوا على أن يضروك بشيء لم يضروك إلا بشيء قد كتبه الله عليك, رفعت الأقلام وجفت الصحف. So he said to him, oh young man, I'm teaching you some words. Listen closely, in other words. He said, remember Allah. Be mindful of Allah, Allah will remember you. Be mindful of Allah, you'll find Him where you need Him. If you were to ask Allah. If you were to seek anyone's support, seek the support of Allah. And he told them, and this is really the big statement. He said, and know, you should know, that if the whole world unite to harm you in any way, if the whole world unite to harm you in any way, they will not harm you except by the will of Allah. And if they were to unite to benefit you in any way, they will not benefit you except by the will of Allah. The decree of Allah was sealed. This is what the Prophet ﷺ is teaching us. And this is the kind of belief that we really badly need. It is not the statement that I memorize and I recite. It is something that I live in my heart. To know that everything is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No matter what happens, it doesn't make any difference. It's all still in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so long as our connection with Him is good, then nothing else matters. As the Prophet ﷺ said, when he was returning from the Ta'if, إِن لَمْ يَكُنْ بِكَ غَضَبٌ عَلَيَّ فَلَا أُبَالِي. Ya Allah, if you're not angry with me, I don't care about anything else. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect the ummah of Prophet Muhammad in this word and the next. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi min walah. My brothers and sisters, when the Prophet ﷺ was going through some difficult time after the revelation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends some reassuring words to him and to anybody that goes through any difficulty. By the way, what I'm saying today is not just about the election and Trump, it's about any hardship that we go through. I think it has to be our own mentality, our own belief, that this should be our attitude. Whenever we meet anything, any difficulty that we cannot make sense of, remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَعَسَى أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا وَيَجْعَلِ اللَّهُ فِيهِ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. That you may hate something, but Allah may bring a lot of goodness out of it. The Prophet ﷺ, when he was going through difficulty, Allah revealed some great words, and the whole Quran is great, and I'm talking about Surah Al-Duha. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, وَالضُّحَى وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. That indeed Allah did not forsake you. And the end is better to you than the beginning. And your Lord should give you and you shall be satisfied. And Allah reminded him of what happened before. أَلَنْ يَجِدْكَ يَتِيمًا فَآوَى وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًا فَهَدَى وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَأَغْنَى. Didn't He find you? Didn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala find you an orphan? And He gave you shelter. And He found you lacking directions, looking for directions for guidance. And He guided you. And didn't He find you in need and He provided you with sustenance? In other words, this is a call for all of us to look back at our own life. أَلَمْ يَجِدْكَ يَتِيمًا فَآوَى. I mean, all of us actually needed shelter. All of us need sustenance. All of us need guidance. Hasn't Allah given that to you? Then how do you think that Allah would have forsaken you? If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you all of that, and you just look back at your own life, then how would you think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would give up on you? If He has provided you with all of these things. أَلَمْ يَجِدْكَ يَتِيمًا فَآوَى وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًا فَهَدَى وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَأَغْنَى. And then after that the command فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ وَأَمَّا السَّائِلَ فَلَا تَنْهَرْ وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. So always remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always there. Even though things may sound or may look difficult on the outside, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a wisdom behind it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is still in control and Allah is still in charge. One of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Al-Qayyum. Al-Qayyum is the one who is continuously and constantly in charge and running things in this world. Allah is not just watching from a distance, but Allah is always in charge. And there's a beautiful verse of poetry by Shafi'i. I'll translate. He said, سهرت أعين ونامت عيون في أمور تكون أو لا تكون إن ربا كفاك بالأمس ما كان سيكفيك ما غد سيكون. That he said that people are losing their sleep, worrying, concerned about the future. What would happen? Would this happen? Would this not happen? And he said, well, the Lord that satisfied your needs yesterday, whatever those needs are, will satisfy them tomorrow, just as well. So we remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially in difficult times. And at the end, my brothers and sisters, we don't forget that we have dear brothers and sisters elsewhere in the world as well, especially in Syria, by the way. The agony has been intensifying lately. But everybody's been distracted away from that because of the current event. So make sure that you keep them in your dua. And if you can contribute anything to help them and support them, this is something that we should do. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us recognize the truth and help us follow it. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us recognize the falsehood and help us avoid it. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make the best of our deeds, the last ones that we do, and the best of our days, the day we shall meet Him. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect the ummah of Prophet Muhammad in this country, and in Syria, and in Palestine, and in Libya, and in Bangladesh and anywhere where La ilaha illallah is declared high. إن الله أمرنا بأمر عميم بدأ بنفسه وثنى بملائكة قدسه فقال ولم يزل قائلا عليما حكيما إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك اللهم على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم واعلي بفضلك كلمتي الحق والدين اللهم من أراد بالمسلمين خيرا فوفقه إلى كل خير ومن أراد بهم شرا فخذه أخذ عزيز مقتدر اللهم من أراد بالمسلمين شرا فخذه أخذ عزيز مقتدر اللهم وخذه أخذ عزيز مقتدر يا عزيز يا جبار اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه اللهم اجعل خير أعمالنا خواتيمها وخير أيامنا يوم أن نلقاك اللهم يا واصل المنقطعين أوصلنا إليك اللهم ولا تخزنا يوم العرض عليك اللهم ارزقنا لذة النظر إلى وجهك الكريم اللهم إنا نسألك الجنة وكل ما قرب إليها من قول أو عمل ونعوذ بك من النار وكل ما قرب إليها من قول أو عمل اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات المؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات والحمد لله رب العالمين وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Straighten the lines and fill the gaps. Please make sure that you fill the inside before we start lining in the back outside. Are all the lines? Do you have some space in the back? What? There's room on this side, inshallah. Left and right, up and down. Jazakumullah khair. If you have a cell phone, make sure that it's turned off or put on mute. Jazakumullah khair. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقدموا بين يدي الله ورسوله واتقوا الله إن الله سميع عليم يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا ترفعوا أصواتكم فوق صوت النبي ولا تجهروا له بالقول كجهر بعضكم لبعض أن تحبط أعمالكم وأنتم لا تشعرون إن الذين يغضون أصواتهم عند رسول الله أولئك الذين امتحن الله قلوبهم للتقوى لهم مغفرة وأجر عظيم إن الذين ينادونك من وراء الحجرات أكثرهم لا يعقلون ولو أنهم صبروا حتى تخرج إليهم لكان خيرا لهم والله غفور رحيم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن جاءكم فاسق بنبأ فتبينوا أن تصيبوا قوما بجهالة فتصبحوا على ما فعلتم نادمين واعلموا أن فيكم رسول الله لو يطيعكم في كثير من الأمر لعنتم ولكن الله حبب إليكم الإيمان وزينه في قلوبكم وكره إليكم الكفر والفسوق والعصيان أولئك هم الراشدون فضلا من الله ونعمة والله عليم حكيم وإن طائفتان من المؤمنين اقتتلوا فأصلحوا بينهما فإن بغت إحداهما على الأخرى فقاتلوا التي تبغي حتى تفيء إلى أمر الله فإن فاءت فأصلحوا بينهما بالعدل وأقسطوا إن الله يحب المقسطين إنما المؤمنون إخوة فأصلحوا بين أخويكم واتقوا الله لعلكم ترحمون الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
Assalamu alaikum. Jazakumullah khair, Dr. Imad Bayoun, alhamdulillah. And if, inshallah, if you guys want to hear more of him, reminder once again, the Mass Qiyam tomorrow, Darul Taqwa Masjid right here in Fontana on Hemlock Avenue. He'll be there tomorrow after the Isha prayer for a Qiyam, talking about the steadfastness of dealing with difficult times from 8 to 10 p.m. Lastly, reminder for tonight, here the event, ramifications about the election, what's the next steps politically as well as religiously, and it's an open forum type panel discussion. We have experts on the topic, and it's good for your families and your friends to attend, inshallah, and refreshments will be provided. Jazakumullah khair, assalamu alaikum. Time is once again after Isha prayer, Isha Jama'at 7:30. The event will follow right after. Assalamu alaikum.